Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk Edelmetallmesse München 2017 und wieder ein Startinterview, also ein kurzer Überblick über eine neue Firma, die ich hier auf der Messe gefunden habe. Es gibt viele neue Firmen hier und das ist auch gut so. Und bei mir ist Julian Stevenson, er ist Managing Director of Sovereign Metals. Is it correct? Correct branch? Great. I said in my German introduction, it's the first interview. So it's a rough overview about the company.
Sure.
So tell me which commodity your company look for.
Okay, Sovereign is targeting graphite. And as you know, graphite is one of these battery minerals that is used in lithium-ion batteries, particularly for electric vehicles.
So, and in which area you're working? How's the stage of the project, and how you go forward?
Sure. The project is in Malawi, which is in southern Africa. Mm-hmm. At the moment, we've finished a scoping study on the deposit, and we've just raised 6.5 million Australian dollars to complete the feasibility study. So we expect the feasibility study to be finished in about October, November 2018.
So, and you have any expectation about this feasibility study?
Yes, we do. The numbers in the scoping study look fantastic. In fact, it looks like we've got one of the lowest capital costs and one of the lowest operating costs out of all of our competitors.
What does mean low capex or the possible? It's exactly you cannot talk about before the feasibility study is not here, but how the numbers looks like now.
Sure. Okay. So the estimate in the scoping study for the capital cost to build the project was about $30 million US dollars. So quite small.
That's quite small.
Exactly.
And what is from which size we talk? So 30 million in capex is low, but
correct.
The size of the production is also low. Then it's
correct. So we're targeting 44,000 tonnes of concentrate production per year, and this means we'll mine about 500,000 tonnes of ore per year. Mm-hmm. Okay.
When a lot of people talk about graphite, is also that they talk about flake size.
Correct.
Is flake size and then for graphene and so on is this also an important number for you?
Yes, it is. There are two key important specifications for graphite concentrates. One, as you said, is the flake size. In general, the coarser the flake, the better price you will receive. And also in general, the higher the carbon content, the better the price you will receive. So generally, the general specification for graphite concentrates is about 94-95% carbon. Our product is quite high grade. We're producing at about 97 to 98% carbon, and you get a premium from the buyers for that. Okay. So not only do we have very coarse grain material, the carbon grade in our concentrates is quite high as well.
Coming to the timeline. So after the feasibility study, it's not the end. It's normally the beginning of a process too.
Correct.
So how's the timeline looks like?
So the timeline looks like, finishing the feasibility study, as I said, towards the end of 2018. And then, of course, there'll be a permitting and financing period. We would think the permitting is quite straightforward in Malawi. It's an ongoing process, and in fact, we've already started that process with the Malawian government. But also, obviously, there's a financing period which might take 3 to 6 months as well. So we expect that we could be in construction Q1 or Q2 in 2019.
Wow, that's quick.
Yes. So it's actually a very simple process, and that will allow us to have quite a simple plant, okay? Mm-hmm. And the reason it's so simple is because our material is hosted in what we call soft saprolite material. Mm-hmm. It's all soft, okay? It's free digging. That means you don't have to drill and blast. And in terms of when you process it, you don't have to crush the material and you don't have to grind the material. So not only do we have a very simple process, we have very low operating costs because we've got very low mining costs because it's free dig, and we have very low processing costs because we don't need to crush and grind. The other point about the project that keeps the cost, the CAPEX and the OPEX very low is that we've got fantastic infrastructure. Because the project's just 20 kilometres from the capital city of Malawi, which is Lilongwe. So we've got rail to the project, we've got roads to the project, we've got plenty of fresh water, and of course we've got a labour force there in the capital city that we can use.
Okay, the project itself looks straightforward. So
Yes.
simple, the CAPEX
It's
is
very
low,
simple.
the CAPEX are low, but come to the political risk of the African countries itself is much higher than the North American in general, I must say. So what
Correct.
you can say about the political risk?
So, look, many of our peers are actually located in Tanzania, and Tanzania, unfortunately for them, has had significant changes in their mining legislation, which makes financing those projects quite difficult at the moment. But we're located in Malawi. Malawi has just put in a new mining fiscal regime in their Taxation Act, so everything is fixed now. And so we know the Malawian government gives us a 10-year stability period, 30% company tax, 5% royalty. So it's a very simple scheme. The other thing about Malawi is I've been working there. Myself and some of my colleagues have been working in Malawi for over 12 years. So we've got very good contacts and we know how to get in contact with the government, various agencies that we need to, and we keep good relationships with them and work with them closely. And they've been very supportive of our project.
So to summarize, so it looks like that you're working now on the feasibility study.
Correct.
So this takes up to end of the next year.
Yes.
Then the financing period should be really short.
Should be
period.
short.
So that's possible that you start the construction in middle of 2019.
Correct. Yes.
The CAPEX are from the scoping study around 35 million. Okay, plus minus. We know exactly but it's a rough number, and this
Yes.
is not really big.
No, it's quite small.
It's quite small. Your project itself is really cheap to produce,
That's correct.
and you have a really high content on carbonite.
Correct.
So this is, in summary, I can say that's the company it looks like now.
Exactly.
So that's the next news. What we wait is what we can expect between now and the feasibility study.
Okay, so we've got a lot of work programs have just started. We have 2 drill rigs on site and they're about to start drilling in the next few days. So we'll do a resource upgrade, bring some of the material that's in inferred resource into indicated, and bring some of the material that's already in indicated into measured. Okay. We'll also be doing some more exploration, trying to increase the size of the deposit. We have other work programs going, a metallurgical work program. We're producing a large bulk sample. We'll produce, say, 200, 300,000 kilograms of concentrate to send to potential off-take partners who might purchase the graphite concentrate from us. We have environmental programs ongoing, social programs, and all of the other aspects of the feasibility
So that's
study.
mean not that between now and the feasibility study
Yes.
we get no news. It means that we get a lot of news.
We get a lot of news, correct.
So,
correct.
okay, that's very good. I think it was a great start interview.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Ja, erstes Interview geht um Graphit. Das kennen wir ja. Und er hat gesagt, es gibt 2 große Bereiche, um was es geht. Und zwar erstens einmal die Flake Größe, das wissen wir, aber auch um den Kohlenstoffanteil, so, dass mir das richtige Wort auch noch anfällt. Je höher das der ist, umso höher ist auch der Preis, und genauso ist es bei der Fleckgröße. Je größer die Flecks sind, umso höher ist der Preis. Ein Projekt ist, Sie haben schon das Scoping Study gemacht, die Feasibility Study ist unterwegs, wird nächstes Jahr erst fertiggestellt. Danach wird die Finanzierung aufgestellt. Er geht davon aus, dass das nur ein paar Monate dauern. Die CAPEX liegen laut Scoping Study bei 35 Millionen, was sehr wenig ist. Das liegt vor allem daran, dass sie einfach auch eine sehr easy Operation haben. Und das Projekt ist in Malawi, und das ist habe ich gefragt, ist es die politische Situation dort. Da ist das ein Problem, weil wir wissen ja, gerade Afrika ist nicht unbedingt die stabilste Region, da kann sich schnell viel ändern. Und er sagt halt, sie haben jetzt gerade ein neues Mining Law rausgebracht, die sind relativ genau, wo sie wie viel Steuern sind, 30% Corporate Tax, 5% Royalties drauf. Also relativ einfach zum Berechnen. Und wie gesagt, ein Projekt ist sehr, sehr einfach und simpel. Und das ist eigentlich der große Vorteil, und 35 Millionen ist nicht wirklich viel Geld für solche Projekte, das kann man wirklich im Markt raisen. Meine größte Sorge war eigentlich, dass zwischen jetzt und der Feasibility Study, also bis Ende nächsten Jahres, nicht viel passiert. Aber das war meine letzte Frage, ja, was tun Sie da in der Zwischenzeit? Sie haben so viele Programme angestoßen, Bohrprogramme, Erweiterung der Ressource, Erhöhung der Ressourcen, Upgrade in höhere Kategorien, und diese News sind jetzt alle dann sozusagen dazwischen, zwischen jetzt und der Feasibility Study, und mit ein bisschen Glück fangen sie an, die Konstruktion in 2019. Interessante Aktie, spannend, wenn Sie Graphite interessiert sind, ist diese Firma sicher einer der ersten Punkte, die man sich anschauen sollten. Ja, und wir schauen einfach einmal, was die Company so macht und wie die News dementsprechend sind. Das war's von der Edelmetallmesse November 2017. Tschüss und Baba. Julian, thank you.
Thank you.